like I said, so the topic that we're going to talk about today is that price is not the same as value, and I'll give you an example for it. So the base price of my service, if we were to work remotely, right? The base price of my service, if we were to work remotely, is going to cost you $4,000. That's the price. But the value that every single individual gets out of it, it really depends. It's not the same for everybody. And this is something that has to be understood. The fact that, or the observation that price of a service is not equal, does not equal the value of the service that can be yielded from it. People that are availing these services have to understand it, so that you know that you're getting the most value for your money or for the price that you're paying, right? And if you are not able to yield or exploit that resource as much as it allows, then you got to look for a different resource that's a little bit more cost effective. So that audit has to be made. So it's very important, if you're a trainee, to understand this. If you're somebody who's availing services, since we're kind of addressing health and fitness professionals, let's talk about them. Let's talk about ourselves. So it has to be understood by people that are availing health and fitness services. It also has to be understood by healthcare professionals that are providing these services. Because for you to grow, for what I've realized is, for me to grow, I have to create problems, right? So at any given point of time, I have to know how much value my service can provide for the price that I am charging for it, right? For the stream of income that's coming towards me, for the stream of flow of money that's coming towards me, what's the value that I can provide? And my job for the most part is to kind of create these problems where I'm maxing out on the amount of value that I can provide, and I'm just taking that value to a level where it creates a problem for me. Because when that happens, when I realize that now I'm trying to provide an amount of value that I do not have the resources, to back it up, to back up that amount of value that I want to provide, since now I'm at that point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get those resources, and that's how you upgrade the price that you're offering. That's how you drive up the prices. And on the other end, trainees and people that are availing these services have to understand, because what I can tell you from my observation of the clientele that I am dealing with, people that are yielding this value, they exist on a spectrum. Some people are maxing out on what they can get from $4,000 in a month, and they're moving on to the next level. And some people are not exploiting this resource nearly as much as they can, right? Nearly as much as they can. And they're paying $4,000 for it. So it's a huge divide. It's, in terms of value, it's a huge divide. So the problem here for me is that now I have the problem and I have the opportunity to create a solution for this problem in a way where, as somebody who's offering the service, now I got to figure out a tier where I can bring the prices down, right? Because the value for some people, just through sheer probability, if 100 people avail the service, there are going to be people that would, for whatever reason, right? X amount of reasons, for whatever set of reasons, they are not able to extract the value that's available for them through the resource that I'm providing. So naturally the prices have to come down if we want to find a solution to it. We can be rigid, we cannot adapt to this problem, and we can just be oblivious to the fact, and we can just cater to people that are able to kind of extract the value that this 4,000 rupees can give them access to, and extract all of it. We can just address them and let these people kind of wash out. That's what you see in gyms a lot. All the gyms are going to care about is getting that price from you, and the amount of value that you're getting from your membership. 1,000 people pay the same amount of membership fees at Mr. Big Fancy Gym, and to Mr. Big Fancy Gym, and not everybody is getting the same value out of it. some people are able to max out on what that resource is able to provide for them, and some people are not able to exploit it nearly as much as they can. And what happens as a natural course of things is that because of a biased lens, because of the fact that you can see a stream of money coming in and you can see the source where it's coming in from, you focus on it so much that you kind of don't think that here's an opportunity for you to bifurcate and drive the price down, create a different subset of a product and address these people, right? Address these people and make the price make sense for them in a way where you can start driving the value up, and then it's going to create the same problem that drives prices up. So over the long run, if you create products that are worth less right now, you end up extracting more value and more prices for your services and products in the long run. It's kind of very easy to understand when you think about it. If you're presented with a problem where you offer a service for a certain price range, and there are some people that are able to extract as much value as they can out of that resource that you're providing, and there are some people that are not nearly exploiting it as much, you've got a couple of opportunities. First of all, you're faced with the problem that you've maxed out on the value that you're providing. It's time to create more value. There's limited resources, you need more resources for it. Where is the resource going to come from? It's going to come from the people that are demanding more value from it, that have maxed out on what you have to offer. So you get that resource from them, you get that you drive demand, you make them understand the value, price comes in, you're able to put in more value into your deliverable, and the whole thing goes up. So you're working on the ceiling there. At the bottom, you've got an opportunity where you shouldn't be letting these clients wash out, where you're like, they paid me for the month, they paid me for the membership, 3 month long, 12 month long membership, and now it's on them. The onus is on them if they want to extract the value that's available to them through this resource. No, the onus is actually on you to exploit this opportunity to temporarily drive prices down, and maybe segregate it in a way where you've created a product that's on the lower price range, and you've created a deliverable that starts making sense to these people, right? Before the realization hits them that they're paying for something that they're not able to extract a lot of value out of. That's what it is, right? That's how the gyms are failing. People are buying your first 3 month membership and they're not coming back the second time around. Whatever percentage that is for you, you can do an audit. Whatever percentage that is for you, a big percentage of them are just not coming around because the value doesn't make sense. The price doesn't make sense for the value. How much they're paying for it, they see they're able to. People are not stupid, right? They're smart. They can deduce what is in front of them. They can see that whatever they're getting out of it, the price doesn't make sense. They're paying a lot and they're not getting as much out of it for whatever reasons. It could be personal reasons, but whatever it is, if that realization hits them, they're going to stop paying. That stream is going to stop coming in. But if that risk was kind of mitigated for them, if the service provider was to give them a product where they've brought the prices down, where you have brought the prices down as a service provider, and for whatever reasons, however little value they're able to get out of anything, let's say you have a product that has a price that kind of matches this. I'm sorry, I got a message, so I got distracted. So let's say you've got a product that has a price tag to it that kind of makes sense for the amount of value that they want out of something. So that's really the problem here. That's how you grow. If you objectively look at it, how a system is going to adapt and grow, that's how it's going to adapt and grow. You're given 2 scopes here, 2 chances here. You can work on temporarily making these bifurcations, driving the price down for certain products, and catering to this whole audience. And eventually, when you do that, when it kind of breaks into this fractal, and it is going to self-replicate itself, even for that product that's on the lower price range. You're eventually going to come to a point where the value you're providing for that, people will want more. You will want to provide more, and you will need resources to do that. And those people will give you the resources to do that. They'll give you the money. So over the long run, by bringing the prices of a product down right now, you're going to be increasing your bottom line, you're going to be increasing your the floor of your system in the long run. And meanwhile, you're also working on increasing the ceiling of the system, of the business system, by whatever your main product was, from which you kind of, created this new stream. That main product, you're also again constantly going to solve the problem of maxing out on the amount of value that you're able to provide, and then needing resources for it. And where is the resource going to come from? It's going to come from the demand that you have created by maxing out on the value that people that are willing to, that they can exploit. So it's very important to understand, price does not equal value.